Well, guys, the Sixers lose again. They lose to the New York Knicks with the final score of 110 to 105, making the losing streak to 9 games, extending the losing streak to 9 games. In the same day of the game, Paul George comes out and announces that he is done with his podcast to focus on basketball, to focus on his health, and to push the Sixers to a championship. And I'm just sitting here laughing because it's too late. It is way too late, Paul George. Way too late. The same day as the clip, Paul George drops 25 points, 8 boards, 7 assists. Before he stopped his podcast this season, he was averaging 16 points per game, 5 boards per game, 4 assists per game on shooting 43% from the field. Where was this in the beginning of the season? Where was this in the beginning of the season? Because if he played like this throughout the whole season, the Sixers might have been in the top 5 in the Eastern Conference. Top 5, top 8. If he just played his game like he did against the Knicks. But no, he was worried all about his podcast or whatever. I'm telling you guys right now, this was not Paul George's idea. This was definitely a PR stunt because the Sixers are down so bad. People are saying they actually hit rock bottom right now, and that is honestly because of Paul George. He only cares about his money. He gets $600,000 a game. $600,000 a game. He's living his best life, guys. He is living his best life. Gets $600,000 a game and does his podcast. He actually has more podcast clips than buckets. He has more podcast clips than buckets. And I'm just going to throw this into fruition. Averaging 16 points per game. Last season, he averaged 22 points per game, and he was an all-star. So you're telling me from last year to this year, it's a huge drop-off. Yes, he is old. Yes, he's slow. Yes, he's not the same guy. But he's not doing anything to help him. As soon as he stopped the podcast, now he's going to ball out. There's 24 games left of the season. There's 24 games left. There's no way we're going to make any kind of push. There is no way. As of right now, there is no way. And it's all because of this guy. He just cared about the money. He cared about the podcast. He didn't even care about the game. He didn't even care about the Sixers at all. He just wanted the money. He just thought he would be a nice third option, get the average 15 to 16 points per game, but now he's been exposed throughout this entire season. Yes, he's been injured off and on. Yes, but now they figured him out. They figured Paul George out because his mindset is all focused on the podcast. I have a lot of podcasts, guys. I know. When you have a podcast, your mindset is constantly thinking about those podcasts. What is this video going to be about? What's the topic of next one? Who's going to be on it? Who's my guest? A lot of stuff goes into your podcast. I'm telling you firsthand. Now, Paul George just wants to end his podcast, take a hiatus, and focus on basketball. I call BS. I call BS. It's not just him. Honestly, if you watch the practices, clips of like Twitter/X, Sixers are playing tag, doing handstands, half-court shots. There is no structure. There is no structure in practice right now. You can't put all the blame on Paul George. You cannot. But majority of it can go on Paul George. Most of it go on Paul George. Clear as day. Clear as day. Now everyone's going to hold him accountable if he has a bad game. If he has a bad game, they're going to be like, oh, Podcast P is back. Podcast P is back. Oh, look. But no, he stopped his podcast, right? He stopped, but he's back. Like, God dang, guys. God dang. This Sixers team needs a whole lot of help, and it starts off with Paul George because he scammed the Sixers. He scammed the Sixers. He doesn't care. It was a PR stunt. The Sixers told him to end the podcast and focus on basketball. Why now? Why now? 24 games left of the season. 24 games left of the season. Sixers are now on a 9-game losing streak. The longest losing streak in the NBA, might I add. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He just wants the money, and that's it. Clear as day. Clear as day. Too late. Way too late. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And while you're there, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell for more 76ers content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. MK out.